jumping on a little late here.
Look at the perfect hair. Episode 691 of Lucas Tigers and Bronze, and really wrapping up a phenomenal week. LAFC Gunnar, huge guest. People loved it. I think we got the most comments on that. People say now we have to have him on as a regular guest. David Kohler, which I geeked out with. The biggest Kobe Bryant memorabilia collection in the world. Completely insane. Cage, I know I ran over, but it was exciting. Zabo brought like that New York Heat, Skid Row, Nas and Tupac having some fun. So just an awesome week. And then we're going to get into some PWCC auctions, which there's some good stuff available, but we haven't done an episode just you and I in a while, just the two of us.
We haven't. Just
I'm a terrible influence.
You are. You're a bad influence. Tell people. So if you haven't looked at my page yet, you should check it out. What my dinner was.
Infinity comments. You broke Instagram. Forget cards. A table of Chick-fil-A is what the world wants. To the point where our team's like, hey, Cage, be proud of me. I'm also eating junk food and overweight. I must have set in our thread like 30 cool cards, like Mantle, Yogi Berra.
Yeah, you sent some cool stuff. You sent some really cool cards. Like, when people want to show up their dinner.
Really cool cards from the PWCC Weekly Auction that are like $100, $200, like nothing crazy, just like really iconic cards, which I want to talk to you guys about because I think there's some opportunities.
I agree.
This really is the time to be a collector because all this stuff is way cheaper than it was, and it's cool. And you could, but anyway, so set like 30 of these items in there. Cage posts on Instagram having dinner with my wife, and there's 30 Chick-fil-A sandwiches for just the two of them. And then Manny posts, look at me.
Look at me. I'm Sandra D. He's got a Chick-fil-A bag. I mean, listen, it's kindred spirits. We got some Chick-fil-A going down. We got some fun stuff. Let me tell you.
I had 5 different responses typed up, and everyone was more mean than the first.
I mean, listen, just don't send anything. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'd like to thank Card Porn because it's been a while since Cardboard Relevant has been said by me. I had my own little show there, Cardboard Relevant with Cage. I did a little video vignettes. Thank you, Rob Petrozo, for teaching me that word. Rob Petrozo of Rally, the video vignette. I didn't never know what that was.
Ransom deal that was held for Cardboard Relevant IG.
I got it. That'll be Jordan Ferrone, if you're listening. He gave it to me, but I think I need your cell phone also in order to claim that back.
And bank details.
By the way, so a couple things. Cardboard Relevant, great topic. Good job, Card Porn. Number 2, Jordan Ferrone, love the videos. If anybody needs video work done, Jordan makes videos. Jordan Ferrone, he was the guy who did all that awesome stuff at Mint Collective. Love him.
Not hobby stuff. It's more rom-com is where he's.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff, man. He's like making videos. He's gonna do like the next Jennifer Aniston movie on Netflix. I think is what he's gunning for. It looks good. I think that's. And then we got another one. Clearly, we have cracked the code. We need to have, instead of asking Tatum or Butler. Instead of asking Luka or Tatum, instead of asking Luka or Ja, we need to post a poll, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. That is the poll the people want to respond to. And I got to tell you, I'm shocked with the Popeyes love. Shocked. So much so that there's a guy I work with. I had never had the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and a guy I work with talked it up like crazy before I went on my national diet here. My diet from national was early April. So April 24th, I went a little healthy. Right? And, today I went a little detour. We'll get back to that in a second. But he talked up the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and he's like, Popeyes. So I'm like, all right, let's order Popeyes chicken sandwich for lunch. There was like, I'm going to try to do like the best comparison for Popeyes, right? It was like.
I've got a good one.
Oh, man. Like how do I explain this? It's like.
I have a good one.
It's like a Tootsie Pop. That's got a little Tootsie Roll center, like tiny little Tootsie Rolls, but all this candy on the outside. That's what the chicken sandwich is like. It's very little chicken and a ton of breading, like a whole bunch of like batter. And I guess if you like that, like crispy kind of like battery stuff with not much chicken in it. The Chick-fil-A, which I got, it's got some chicken, little chicken. So no, you got a better one.
Cage takes off the buns on the chicken, but still has breaded chicken. But it works. I understand.
Actually, I ordered some today. If you look at the picture and zoom in on it, they sold me just the fillet without a bun. Nice. So I got some with the buns. I don't like throwing the bread out. So, I got some with the buns. I got some spicy ones. Listen, I'll tell you the toughest part of this, the Chick-fil-A, is not eating it with no sauce. They got like a spicy sriracha sauce. They got like a Polynesian sauce, which I don't know if it's exactly politically correct anymore, but they got a Polynesian sauce. They got a honey mustard sauce that I don't really love. But the spicy sriracha, the Chick-fil-A sauce, like I didn't have any sauce. And the spicy chicken is spicier when you don't put Polynesian sauce on it.
Chick-fil-A sauce is really where it's at, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. I get that in the jar. When I get that much food, they send me an 8-ounce jar. I get it's like a squeezy jar of Chick-fil-A sauce. It's a good time. Good time had by all. Let me tell you.
You might have
90 nuggets too.
Your salivary glands, like you probably just want to go eat right now after that.
Dude, I ate. I'm stuffed. I ate enough. Trust me, I'm stuffed.
Chick-fil-A, if you're listening to this, that was an ad right there. The first 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be a good spokesperson for that. That's the thing. Like, I can speak about stuff I love, which is the perfect lead-in. I love PWCC. I think it's fantastic. And I think they've added some really cool features, the Power Buyer and the Flash. So it's nice. I can talk about Chick-fil-A, or I can talk about PWCC.
Are those the two things you love? Chick-fil-A and PWCC? Nothing else?
I have a cute video of Ian. He must have been like 3 years old, where he was telling us all the things that he loves. And he was going around the house saying, I love this and I love that. He loved his Transformers Crocs. He had like Bumblebee yellow Crocs. And he's like, and I love my toys. And I love this. And I love my sister. That's what you made me think of with all the things I love.
He said Leia.
I love my sister.
Good for him.
Yeah, it was very funny. He was a vulgar child. I don't know where he got all of his foul-mouthedness from. Maybe me. But he liked to curse as like a 1-year-old. He's learning to walk and curse at the same time. It's a good time. He still likes to curse, actually.
Was the missus working from home at that time? Or is this 5 days in the office?
No, this is a long time ago. This is a while ago.
Which life do you like more? Do you like
daycare?
I'll do 3 options.
A hybrid between the two. There's option 3. I'll take it.
All right, cut to the chase.
Okay,
Cage is long-winded.
Dude, we've got 700 episodes. I can read your mind. It's read your mind. Because it's not like reading War and Peace. It's like reading, Sports Illustrated for kids. It's easy to read.
112 pages. the first 30 are built up.
Exactly. It's all a build-up. That's the deal, man. So, before we get into PWCC and the awesome PSA 10 Lou Brock,
I wanted to give flowers.
Give some flowers, but I want you to talk about soccer a little bit because people love soccer. People love 1-0 games with all that action and all that great scoring. Meanwhile, I watched a Yankee game just now. They lost 3-1, and I'm like, this is horrid. Like, there's no scoring. There's no action. This is just miserable. Talk to me about soccer. Tell me why I should care.
I don't think you should care. It's not.
That's not the answer. Don't make me go Mad Dog on you. I'm gonna do Chris Mad Dog Russo.
So can I tell you guys? Did you drink?
No, I'm Chick-fil-A'd up here.
You did drink.
I did not drink. I'm drinking soda. I hardly ever drink.
Did you have water today?
I did drink water and some sparkling water. A little Pellegrino I had with a little bit of cherry and pomegranate infusion. I lost some man cards on that one, but it was tasty.
Do we still have the intention of adding value this episode?
Dude, it's a PWCC episode. I've tried 3 times. Now I'm asking you to talk about soccer. I said, why should I watch it? You say I shouldn't.
Well,
These are me setting you up for value because I don't know soccer.
And I just moved to Florida, so I don't want to move yet. But I was thinking, how cool it would be to help spread the hobby in Europe, whether that's live in the UK, Spain, because soccer really is a European sport, man. Did you to you? It's not a big deal, that game. Mm-hmm. But did you see the fans? Did you see the passion? Like the game started 30 minutes late.
They were getting pepper sprayed.
But it's because all day they're getting rowdy and just going absolutely berserk. They have like these red guns for Liverpool, like just shoot like smoke in the air. It's incredible. The passion is incredible. So that game, maybe it wasn't the most exciting game. I got to give credit to the goalie. Courtois was in. Did you watch the game? No, he didn't watch the game.
I did not watch it. I know Vinny scored the 1 goal and it became 1-0. Vinicius. But, it is what it is.
It was a beautiful game, man. It was 2 teams where there wasn't a ton of fouling, They both played their style. Liverpool is kind of high press, high energy. Madrid is just, they're veterans. They're experienced. Benzema, Modric, and Casemiro, I think they have like 100 Champions League games between them. It's incredible. They're at Cruz, I think, is as well. They're experienced. And in games like this, everyone's going to be ready and hyped up to play. There's just a little bit of that experience. Liverpool didn't have it. Madrid had it. Madrid took their one chance and they made it count. Dude, Liverpool had 5 chances. If you watch the highlights, you got to give credit to the goalie, man. Every single save was spectacular. The ball was he made them look easy. There was this one shot where Salah came from the right-hand side, cut into his left foot, bent it far corner. Courtois is like 7'1", man. So he's like Chet Holmgren, but coordinated. Like he made a difficult save look so easy, and he did that with 4 or 5 saves. So beautiful game. I love. Soccer.
He looked good. He's no Tony Meola, but he's good stuff, man. I don't know soccer. I don't know anything about soccer. I know Tony Meola though. He tried out for the Jets. You know that? He had to try out for the Jets after he was goalie for the U.S. They had him come in and try to kick field goals.
The Jets?
Yeah, the New York Jets.
And who was he playing for before?
He was He was the goalie for the United States team, Tony Meola.
And then he was a kicker for the Jets.
They tried him out to kick field goals, but he didn't make the team.
He didn't make it.
Listen, here's what's beautiful about soccer, right? And Andrew's great. He could talk about Benzema. He can talk about the wrong Luka Modric. He can talk about the Champions League. While that's an amazing thing, and everybody loves it, right? Everybody loves the Champions League, and it was a great matchup between 2 evenly matched teams. Liverpool, Real Madrid, great stuff. I mean, there was no Barca playing. That's what I get up for. But what's amazing about it, and what people miss in soccer is that Champions League, right? There is today the big game, but then there's another game tomorrow that I don't know if Andrew even knows who's playing. Do you know who's playing? No. So it's actually, I would argue, the bigger game for Champions League, right? And it's Huddersfield. No, it's Huddersfield playing against Nottingham Forest, a very Robin Hood-esque type of game. And while most people would say that Huddersfield has the form and the defensive resilience and the experience playing at Wembley against Nottingham, I read an article, they did really good using the loans. They're lending, like teams that are actually Champions League teams, they lend the players to them, right? So, no, not opening a bank. Players are on loan from the big squad. They have bigger contracts, and you're able to use them for part of the season and play in these games. And the winner of that game gets up to the Champions League. That's the way it works, right? You can be elevated. So this is now the winner of this.
They get elevated to the Premier League, which is the main league in.
Right. So they get moved out to Premier, and it's something like, I don't know, $200 million in value from the TV rights and the broadcasting and the whole 9 yards. So teams kind of, they go out all out. They go through this loan process, and they get the young stars to play on their team and the whole deal. So believe it or not, well, obviously the Champions League huge final today was, the winner. That's like the Super Bowl, pomp and circumstance. They had a pregame show. They're trying to make it into like the big thing, like Super Bowl-ish for the teams. I think that was worth $20-something million of actual value for winning that game. This other one is worth about 10 times as much for a team to be elevated into Premier League and actually play a season next year on Premier League. So it's interesting. Some might argue there's more at stake in tomorrow's game.
So what Cage is saying is the second division, there's relegation and promotion. There's a game tomorrow.
And the promotion game tomorrow.
The promotion game, what's cool about it, is worth $200 million. And same with relegation. If you're in the main division or the main league, Premier League, if you finish 17, 18, 19, you get relegated and you lose $200 million. So it's a big freaking deal. And what the bigger thing is, I'm sure that now Chick-fil-A comes with a little bit of a special sauce because Cage just riffing on soccer for 4 minutes.
No, I read a couple articles about it because I think Ravel tweeted about it.
Okay,
Ravel tweeted about it.
Well, Ravel wants to be different. That's why he collects tickets. His quote, not mine.
Right. No, I think it's a legitimate thing, man. They're playing tomorrow for big money. If you're a soccer fan, I'm sure, and you watch the games, unlike Andrew. He just watches the big games. And speaking of which, can we
and
just
LAFC
before
doing
we
their
can
stories?
before we get that's enough. You can learn from that.
That's just the recap of everything.
A lot of clean soccer, football being played today. And I think it's because they switched the refs and they switched the players. I think who was supposed to be playing in the Championship League final today, I think it was supposed to be the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Because it looked like 12 Neymars out there in Boston last night. Flop City, Boston. Both teams. Lowry is like Neymar on crack. What the hell's going on out there? Why
doesn't it look like Lowry wears shorts that are too big for him?
Well, it looks like he got a big butt, but it is what it is. I mean, shit happens.
But sometimes
some of us have big butts. Yeah. It is what it is. No, but dude,
heels feels unproportional.
You watch
feels
that
like
game,
like a surgery gone wrong.
Maybe whatever. We all have those things that happen in Brazil that we don't like to talk about. So, but come on, you watched the game last night. They were flopping all over the place. Why? Basketball's getting stupid. There's challenges for penalties. There's guys kicking each other. There's Lowry's just grabbing the other guy's arm and faking it. They're flopping all over the place like fish. What the hell's going on out there? This isn't basketball. It's soccer. No?
I don't know the question. Can you repeat the question?
Did you watch the game, bro? And did you notice, bro? Listen, your eyes are closed. Did you smoke a little bit of something? Because I'm drunk, says you. I'm not. But you're like, okay, good. So tell me, you watched the game last night.
Yeah.
You watched the game. Did you watch the game, bro? You watched the game, bro. I watched the game, bro.
I thought the biggest missed call was the Jason Tatum offensive foul where he had an and one.
Yes.
That was a clean and one. I don't even understand the offensive foul. And then the next
there wasn't an offensive foul, but they couldn't challenge it.
Right, they challenged right before, and then Jimmy Butler got the and one on the other end. And then Jaylen Brown missed two free throws. That was the game. No, but it was an awesome game.
The game was
look like he's a train. It's a train on
the Celtics went up 3 and Lowry hit a big 3. That got him in the game. That was what got him in the game. But God, tell me about. So I am going to let you, the prognosticator of all prognosticators, tell me what happens in Game 7 tomorrow. Go.
Well, all I wanted to say was it looks like the Heat are being held up by bandages, band-aids. Everyone there looks beat up. I don't know if Tyler Hero's playing. That's all I wanted to say. Just finish my thought. And I hate when you threaten me with mute buttons and you just stare at each other. All right, PWCC.
Game 7. Who wins? That was the question.
I think Boston is significantly better of a team, like a way better team. And I think it would be lucky for the Warriors. It's interesting. The Warriors ran into a spell of bad luck for a little while there. And getting the Heat would be the best thing that they could ask for. But to play the best team is also. So I think Celtics are easily a better team, way better team than the Heat. This Heat team, Bam Adebayo has completely regressed. I'm pretty disappointed in watching him play. The Heat are in this series going to Game 7 at home with no interior scoring. None. The guy, I don't know where his offensive package has gone. So I'm not going to make predictions because what's the point?
I mean, why? You're so good at it. The Avs that made us in a Western Conference final in hockey. You called the Avalanche. I mean, you're nailing it. Every hockey prediction you made is dead on accurate so far. You're killing it in hockey. You might as well basketball. You actually watch. Make some predictions here, dude. You were dead on with the Avalanche, man. They haven't even had any trouble.
They lost 2 games to the Blues. I don't watch hockey.
All right. Well, here's my prediction.
They have Jay Lee. Jay Lee. Everyone. What I love about the hobby is I feel like everyone's finding their roles. You don't have to be everything. You don't have to be a jack of all trades. I wanted to give flowers, dude. Shout out. We didn't give Geo love. We didn't give Sports Card Nonsense love. They created an app, and my ask of people in Luca Nation is to go check it out. Card Shop Live. Whether it's successful in 10 years or not, I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. Where one of the content creators, someone who's been in the space for a while, has created something new and innovative.
All right. What kind of flower are you giving them for that, though? Like a sunflower or something fancy? An iris?
Guys, my only ask, Luca Nation, download Card Shop Live. It's Geo's app, Sports Card Nonsense, Jesse's app as well, probably.
Card porn. That's not a sponsorship trophy. We're not getting anything for that. He's really being serious here. He's just saying, hey, cool to hear another content creator out there doing something. So go ahead and give him a little shout. We're not getting anything for that. I promise. No trophy. No trophy in the Andrew sponsorship trophy case for that one.
I miss when Card Porn used to DM me. Now he only DMs Cage. We even had a group chat for a while that went a little bit cold. And now it's just direct messages between.
All right, so I'm going to give out a flower. Card Porn. I have a flower reserved for you, but you got to DM Andrew. Make the dude's day. Just say hi. Just message him.
We're not that different.
You moved to Florida. Let's chat. How's everything going with your move? How's Boca? Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Chat with Andrew. He could talk to you about the beautiful game. Soccer with no scoring and a lot of flopping. Although less flopping than basketball now. It's a lot of fun, man.
What is your goal of today's episode?
Well, I wanted to talk about PWCC, but you have just gone off on a tangent for 20 minutes, not even letting me get a word in edgewise. So it's absurd. It's ridiculous what's going on.
What stuck out to you on PWCC?
Oh, now you want to talk about PWCC. Okay, fine. Force me to do it. Ridiculous. So many other things to talk about, and you don't even let me speak. It's absurd. Crazy. Why don't you tell people about the post office today?
I went there twice, and it was closed twice. Because the first time I left my laptop. And that's how I need to print out my whatnot labels. I wanted everyone to get it before the holiday's over.
Just play that back, guys.
Let it move during the holiday.
I went to post office twice.
I have to ship it Tuesday.
It was closed twice. I put liquid paper on a B, and it died.
That's what led to me getting Chick-fil-A. But I was impressed. It was Saturday. It was nice. I had time before the Champs League game. I even got a run, and it's a beautiful day. I'm having fun. And I had a phone call with a friend. Life is good. Life is good. And honestly, I'm seeing a progression in myself. Like, we talk about investors, collectors, all that stuff. Like, I think I'm living proof that someone who's a flipper, which was me with the Zion cards in early 2020, then went to investor with Kobe rookies. And now I'm like, I kind of want to collect. And I see that progression within me. And I urge people, like, that could be you. Yeah. It's just cool. Like, now I'm looking on PWCC. I'm like, wow, like, there's cards I would kind of want to buy that are like $100 that I just would keep. Like, these are just cool.
I mean, I love that progress. I love that progress in the hobby. I have started talking to a bunch of people about building out kind of like a portfolio. Vintage cards, cards that probably, if you buy without hoping that they're going to double in the next year, you hang on to them, you put them away, you look at them in a couple of years, and they're probably going to be worth more than what they are now, especially with the recent downswing. And there are quite a few of those in this week's weekly auction with PWCC. I got a couple I'll call out. If you want to pull them up, that's great. I'll start with oldest first, and the 53 Topps Satchel Paige. There's a PSA 7. I love Satchel Paige. This is not the card I would go for specifically for him, but he just doesn't have that many cards. You know what I mean? And a 53 Topps is cool because they were still doing like artwork cards. Like this one itself looks almost like somebody painted it. Look at that. That's a cool card. Yep, I can see it.
St. Louis
Browns.
This
is a 7. Yep, St. Louis Browns.
Weird. Look at their mascot. Why do you love this guy so much, Cage?
This is what I consider one of the poster childs for if the world was different at the time, we'd be talking about him probably ahead of Jackie Robinson. Even though he's a pitcher, so pitchers don't get hobby love. But this is a guy who, he didn't get to the majors until he was much older. And, he was still amazing, still had a lot left in the tank. But, this is a guy who was just one of the best pitchers out there. And, cool story. I mean, that's guys, look him up, little Satchel Paige. And I love the 53 Top stuff. I know it's not rookies. I know it's like second year for Mickey Mantle. Well, it's actually third year for Mickey Mantle, but second Topps card. But I love those. I will tell you an interesting thing as to why, right? And how I was exposed to these guys. Now I think it's silly. And I think a lot of collectors think it's silly. But I forget what year it was. I think it was 1993, actually. Topps came out with, I believe it was their first archive set. right? And now Topps makes archives and it's like modern stuff. But at the time, the archive set was a reprint set of 1953. And you open packs and you were looking for the 1953 Topps cards. It was cheap enough, a couple bucks a pack. I would open it with my dad and he would tell me about the Dodgers, and this was Roy Campanella, and this was,
it's like a pack, like trip down memory lane type of pack.
Yeah. It was sort of like, hey, kids can open them now. They're new cards. Willie Mays was a short print, and Satchel Paige was in the set, and it was like, wow, look at these cards. And it allowed me to kind of, learn a little bit about the old vintage cards without having to pay vintage prices. You know what I mean? Cool. And it was a full-on reprint set, but in packs. So you were basically opening like as if you were opening a pack of 1953 Topps, but clearly not paying, 1953 Topps prices. You know what I mean?
But you still have the excitement, right? And especially if you open with like a parent, right? It's like, oh, I remember this guy. I used to collect this guy. Like it kind of that trip down memory lane. It brings the kid and the parent together.
Right.
Is that fair?
100%. So I learned about Satchel Paige from that card right there. Not obviously this is a real one, but I'm going to ask you a question. Okay.
Ask me.
I ask you a question.
In 6 parts.
In 27 parts. So we talk about Aaron Judge and not signing him to a contract because he's old.
Get the red ink auto, guaranteed to go up more than LeBron.
No, shut up! I hate the cards.
The one that's hand signed and hand numbered.
But
nice.
we talk about Aaron Judge and we compare him to like Juan Soto, right? And we say, wow, Soto, he's going to sign a longer contract, but that's worth it because he's only 25, and Aaron Judge is going to turn 31 in the first week of his next contract, and he's so old. And we talk about Luka, right? Well, Luka just had his 22-year-old season. Athletes, they come into the league early now. Juan Soto early, Bryce Harper, Bryce Harper, 19 years old, right? Griffey Jr., 19 years old. I'm gonna ask you, and it's of course a record. How old do you think Satchel Paige was when he made his major league debut?
45.
42 years old. He came into the majors at 42 years old in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians, right? And I'm pretty sure they won. I mean, if they didn't win in 48, they won the year after. I think Larry Doby came in with them. They were both on, they're both on the same team. I think Doby was the first one that broke the color barrier for the American League after Jackie Robinson did it for National League. But here's where it's even crazier. How old was he when he played his last major league professional ball game? He came in at 42. So obviously his whole 49. Career was before that. 59 years old. He was 59 years old. Yep.
That's
59
ancient.
years old. 59 years old. June 21st, 1966 for the Peninsula Grays of the Carolina League. Crazy, right?
Respect.
2 weeks shy of his 60th birthday. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy.
Love that guy. That was one of the that used to be Cage Lawyer's profile picture in like 2020, right? His rookie card.
Yeah, 100%. The 48 leaf, not this 53 Topps. Is just it's a beautiful card. And we talk about like Tom Brady, how he's playing at this high level at that age. So Paige came in the league at 42 in 1948. So in 1952 and 53, when he's playing for the Browns, like when this card came out, right, add 5 years to that, he's 47 years old, right? He was in the All-Star game. He was an All-Star in both of those years, 52, 53. All-Star. Guy is 47 years old, and he's good enough to be an All-Star in the league at 47. So it's cool stuff. I've gone on a little bit of a tangent with Satchel Paige. Guys, take a look. Just a real cool baseball story. It's one of the things that I like about baseball, right? It's one of those things that, the history, there's so much more history to baseball. It's kind of one of the reasons why I love baseball cards and collect. Anyway,
I'll share one.
Satchel Paige. Yeah, shoot.
I'm gonna go like this. So this is when people are buying modern soccer, Haaland, all those guys. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to remember that there were greats before them. So this is kind of a genre play, but I think there's going to be tons of opportunities in low grades to get kind of pieces like this. And this is an authentic one, but just such a cool card. And my ask of people is, if you're on PWCC, sometimes you could just like use their browsing feature and find a card that you might not even know you want. So like this is a good example. So 1953 soccer card of Alfredo Di Stefano. So not a huge name, but just an incredible card. And it's at $120 right now. I venture to guess cards in this category of like you maybe Platini is another one you could look for. There's so many greats of the game, Beckenbauer, that are complete, and they have really cool cards, right? Really historic cards in the hundreds of dollars. Where sometimes they're paying, $1,500, $2,000 for like Lucas Silvers at one, and here you could get these cards for a few $100 of legends of the game. And you said something like this card might not double in the next year. I think in a market like this, what's so difficult is we don't know which cards are going to double, right? When the market was really good and Trae Young Silvers went to 3,500, we kind of knew John Morant Silvers are going to be next, and Zion. They kind of all SGA. They all move together. In a market like this, you don't know what's going to be the next to double, so you kind of just want to buy cool shit. And if you really think like a collector, you buy cool shit that maybe could have product market fit later on in the best possible grade. You shop around, you do research. I think that sets you up to win more than trying to double your money.
I love it. I think you're right. And by the way, this is the progression of you as a collector that you talked about and what a lot of other people are talking about, because this is something you love. It's something you wouldn't mind hanging on to for a little bit longer of a time period. And yes, it may double. It may go up slowly. It may even go down a little bit in the next month or 6 months, but you wouldn't care because you're not buying it to flip in the next month. You're buying it because this is cool. It fits with your new collection style. You know what I mean?
And
so
it gives you this opportunity, just real quick, and I'll let you
shoot. Please.
There are undiscovered stories out there, right? We always talk about cards being narrative driven. So there are all these cards, like you kind of know these are low pop, right? I just searched literally soccer. 1902, 1908, 1930, 1932. Now, what's so easy, I think, about this is you go and you search the people in them. And if their stories are compelling to you, or if they're interesting, maybe you kind of put two and two together and you go down this like kind of history kind of path. There's steals here. I mean, this is 1954 of Puskas. It's a funny name, I know, but dude, he was a really phenomenal player. I believe Poland. $16 right now, Cage. Wow. And with 1 day left. So
just an auction, Andrew. It's not. Don't you know how auctions work, Andrew? This is what you do to me all the time. By the way, go back up. That cool panel card, that's the one that I have for Pele, but that's Pele and Garincha together. Down, right?
This one right here, yeah.
Yeah. What's a grade on that?
The Gazette, 1.5.
Wow, that's a nice card. When's that, next weekend?
Yeah. No. I think these are from today. And then you go power buyer, like Cage said.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go. I like searching this auction. Why am I getting so detailed here? But this is what
it's easy to do.
Look
at the tech.
And then I love the best eye appeals for some reason. I just think that's cool. And you search, and you're like, wow, like here's one. This is Eusebio card just sold.
Yep.
This is a 2, but look how nicely centered that 2 is, and it has an exceptional top 15%. So here's a cool buy that just a little bit of searching. Here's Platini, $135. Also 2, but look at that centering.
Yeah, so, looks perfect.
Looks perfect, just freshly graded. So, yeah.
Nice cards.
Enjoy.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. I did this already once, but maybe we've got a different audience listening here, right? I'm going to give you the ability to play in the NBA. And I want you to pick which career you want. Okay? Player A and B. All right? Both played.
Are you sure you're a lawyer?
15 or so seasons. Player A and B. All right? So A had 16, B had 15. They both made the playoffs 13 times. They were both all NBA players. All right? Player A played one more season, and in those seasons, player A had 8 championships, and player B had 6.
B. So I'm not buying Havlicek. Stop pumping Havlicek. I'm going to turn you into AI.
What I did there was
hanky-panky.
What I did there was player B, who no one would choose if you didn't know the answer, is Michael Jordan, the guy with less championships, the same amount or less seasons, the same amount of playoffs played in, the same amount of all NBA teams. Obviously, Jordan's got other things going on.
How many shoes has Havlicek sold?
6. So check out the Havlicek. Check out the Havlicek card that's on here. It is nice.
Here's the biggest problem. No one knows how to spell it.
Havlicek.
And Boston fans,
H-A-V-L-I-C-E-K.
you know I love you.
He's a legend. He's a Celtics legend. Huge cult following, right?
I will. I'm not finishing it. I hope. Have
This
la
H-A-V-L-I-C-E-K. Wow. You ask if I drank. Yeah, pulling up the 1969 tops. That is a PSA 8.5. Far left.
I hear refractors are in.
Not the shiny one.
I'm getting the refractors.
So anyway, guys, as he's pulling that one up, or you're looking at it yourself at home, these are tough in these high grades. This is the same one, obviously, the tall boy that at 8.5, yours truly owned Alcindor of for a while. And I like that because there were only basically 2 dozen that were, in that grade or higher. Same goes with the Havlicek. In 9 to 10, there's only 32 copies higher than this 8.5.
Dude, he averaged like 20 points a game. Get out of here.
Yeah, he won 8 championships. Celtics
Follow
stud
me, fellas.
legend.
John inspired.
Hondo. His nickname is Hondo. John Hondo Havlicek. Yep, Hondo. Anyway,
sounds
real
like someone
cool
from
card.
Fast and the Furious.
Andrew doesn't not Honda. Sheesh, this guy right here. All right, so let's get to some fancier stuff here. A card that I may bid on myself, folks. So beware. No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to bid on any of these. I don't want to bid against you guys. 2004 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor.
Let's go.
Gold. LeBron James out of 99 in PSA 9. Is this an underrated card? Second year. A cooler picture than the rookie by far. You know this one where he's swooping in onto the basket.
My favorite one.
Gold, right? Gold.
Impossible to get a 10. Like literally,
there are a couple of 10s. I think there's a couple of 10s.
Look at the back.
7
All
maybe?
of these from 2004 are the backs are messed up. Every single one looks like this.
This is a 9. Gorgeous card. Gold. Everybody likes gold.
Yeah.
This one here is sitting at what? $8,000 presently with a PSA 9, only a couple higher. Gold. LeBron's second year gold refractor for less than what people want to make you pay for a gold kaboom. Come on now. Be smart. Shoot.
So I had a theory that when LeBron Topps Chrome were moving, or were maybe starting to move, I was like, dude, second year is going to be the thing. It's a cooler pose. That one is like him missing in preseason. This is his like signature dunk. So I bought a ton of those in base and got them graded. And I think we sent 10 to BGS and 2 to PSA. None of them got PSA 10s, both PSA 9s. The other ones were BGS all 9.5s, with some with a 9 centering, some with quad 9.5s. But it's a very difficult card to grade. Very difficult card to grade. I love it, though. You don't care.
So, no, I do. I love it. I didn't know about the back. So look what you're adding to the equation here. You know about the grading difficulties and the whole 9 yards, right? So let me ask you a question. All right?
Havlicek.
Who's done more in league? Jason Tatum or Damian Lillard?
Dame. Dame's played.
Who's done more in the league? Luka or Damian Lillard?
Dame.
So do me a favor and pull up the 6-figure Damian Lillard National Treasures rookie patch auto out of 99. Because, I mean, if Luka's PSA 10 is basically approaching $1 million now, and the last Tatum sold for like $200,000, Dame, who, has been in the league for 10 years, got a cult following, perennial top 5 MVP getter, went off like crazy, bubble Dame, doing his thing.
He's big time. Like when the lights are on, he plays better.
So this is
what? You also
300,000, 400,000. How much is this one selling for?
3,300.
Oh, $3,300
in a PSA 10.
In a PSA 10.
Panini got lazy in 2012 and went back to sticker autos. Dude, I want to work for Panini. I love you guys, but like sometimes you just don't care. Sorry, Cage. I'm hijacking.
No, I mean you're not. I listen. You're allowed, right? I mean it's a sticker auto, so that's a knock on it. It's Damian Lillard who hasn't gotten to the Western Conference Finals like Luka did. Wait, I think
2 years ago, right?
Yeah. So why is this worth so little, guys? I do this for a reason. One, I think this card is awesome. I think it's undervalued, and who knows what Dame's future brings, right?
Talk to them.
I don't know whether or not he's going to be, stick with the Blazers and build up his legacy there, maybe make a run at something. I think that's what he wants to do. They lost McCollum, right? McCollum's
I think
gone.
he goes to the Lakers.
He could go to the Lakers. You have got
That's
it right.
That's
right
a
where,
fit. That's a fit. That's a fit.
I don't know. And would you like to have a $4,000 National Treasures RPA out of 99 PSA 10, a $3,000 and change? Anyway, it's just one of those things that people might not be looking for right now. And it tells a story. About the hobby, right? Because Dame is that guy. Dame is that guy, right? Dame is the guy that people want to be like, people want to play like, but his card's not selling for nearly $1 million. His card's not selling for $200,000 like the Tatum's. And I know that's a 10-10. It's on card. It's a whole 9 yards. But this is that dude, right?
This is a 10 when no one graded 10 autos, by the way.
So, anyway, just
incredible call out. There's a lot of parallels. Like if you guys look at LeBron, his most successful teammates have been when Kyrie and Wade were on his team. Not Anthony Davis is phenomenal, but I see Lillard having potential to go to the Lakers. And think about it this way. Anthony Simmons, that was their big Portland Trailblazers kind of young player. What are you can't have two, one ass on two toilet seats. Are you rebuild or are you contending? Are you rebuild? Because what's Dame's role going to be when he's playing next to Anthony Simmons, who's another point guard? There's only one ball. So that won't work. And as much as there's loyalty, there's only loyalty till there's not. And if it's in a trade, I think the Lakers are a phenomenal destination. And it's going to be the same thing that happened with Russ when he moved from Washington to the Lakers. His cards went berserk. And this is an even better fit. So incredible call out, man. You're not all looks.
I'm mostly looks. But I mean, listen, I like Lillard, and I would also be cool, if they build through the draft, they got like the 7th pick. They could send that to somebody. I mean, they could send it to OKC. Trade down, get one of OKC's other first-round picks, and maybe surround him with some talent, not championship talent, but maybe they take Jeremy Grant and Lou Dort back and build a nice team up there. I mean, that's not a championship team, but it's not a team that's going to be picking in the lottery next year. Anyway, I like the Laker call out because that's got that whole Russell Westbrook boom explosion type thing. But you don't even need that. And guys, this is the point of calling this card out specifically is Dame is a good player, but he's 31 now and he hasn't won a championship, right? So you see what happens to the value of that card. It's almost like, but even if he won a championship, I talk about like Tim Duncan, right? Duncan is elite and nobody wants his cards. Right. So just think about that. Think about what Tatum has to do this year and beyond to justify those prices when in 5 years, there's the next Tatum that people are buying, whether it's Jalen Lewis or the Thompson twins in OTE or Mikey, who's got his Bowman University card coming out. I mean, there's going to be somebody else to follow. And, people have spent 6 figures on Tatum. When Tatum turns out to not even be Lillard, Lillard's card's $3,000. I
don't know. I listened to an interesting Draymond thing, and he says like the old media is like pin one player versus another, and I've done this too. Dame could be good, and I'm catching myself on it. Like Dame could be good, and Tatum could be good.
Of course,
because I've
they
seen
could both be great. But I'm not saying one's good or bad. I'm saying they are both good, and Tatum could be fantastic, and Lillard was fantastic. It could still be fantastic. But because Lillard has not gone straight, boop, 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 win, 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 Lillard's
and Tatum went like this.
But Tatum still hasn't. I mean, and look, if he gets bounced, his cards will probably stay high. It's possible. They probably take a little bit of step back, but people will hope next year he takes the next step forward. It's hard to do that, though.
I agree. What about Booker, man? Booker's been getting a little IG slander, and I understand why, but you were never a Booker fan, so
Booker did the same thing again that he did last time I called him out. Only this time he didn't even make the finals to disappear. He didn't even make the Western Conference Finals to disappear. He's a ghost, man.
It's crazy because you could have 85 amazing games or 90, be first team All NBA on offense and on defense, which takes that into consideration. He's not first team on defense, but he's a good defender, and I got to tell you, get bounced in one bad game But yes, but it was 3-3, and I think it's because the Suns underachieved and the Mavs overachieved. That just like the stench around Phoenix, even though they had an incredible season, is interesting.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that happened last year. You got to take that step forward, and he's the guy. If he's gonna be the guy, you got to be the guy. And it's not just that they lost, man. All right, Kobe lost.
That's how they lost.
It's that he didn't say, "I'm not going down without a fight. I'm not going down." You know, when Kobe says, "All right, that's it. You're gonna learn how it is to play with Kobe, motherfucking Bean Bryant. I'm touching the ball every time that we go up the court. I'm touching the ball every time now, right?" Booker did not say,
Sure.
"Guys, they're outplaying us. I touch the ball every time. I'm shooting." He didn't say, "Hey, Cameron Payne, Mikal Bridges, you are not me, right? You want to be
shots
me. Give
in
me
36
the ball."
minutes.
And we go down with our star. Booker shoots. If he misses, fine. At least he took his shots. He hides. He hid. He was not shooting. He was hoping somebody else got hot, stepped up, and saved his ass. That is not a superstar. That's my problem with Booker. Sorry.
I mean, let me tell you guys. So we all know Chris Paul had amazing games 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Games 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he did not play well. These are 14 shots in the last game in 36 minutes. Yeah, it just backs up your point. Great point. Great point.
I have a few of them. Last 2 cards, real quick. 1998 Skybox EX Century Duncan Go Nuts Michael Jordan. You guys all know these cards. It's one of the first acetate cards to see through. It looks like Dunkin' Donuts. There's a BGS 10 in the weekly auction. They do not come up in BGS 10 for sale often. I've become a fan of the BGS 10s because Andrew actually turned me on to this, that for whatever reason, they're not seeing the premium against the PSA 10 that they should see when you're talking about the fact that they are superior cards and, for the most part, and, they're much rarer. They don't give out BGS 10s like they're giving out, candy. But look at this card. Just gorgeous, rarely seen in BGS 10. And for those of you guys who are believers in the Angels this year, if the season ended today, the Angels make the playoffs, okay, which has not happened in a while, and that combines Mike Trout and combines Shohei Ohtani. I know Trout's got an awesome Bowman Chrome rookie card that everybody knows with the auto on it, but Trout has, I think, one of the most iconic rookie cards is the Diamond Anniversary one. It's right there on the left. There you go. It is a gorgeous card. You can never get bored looking at this card, right? It has come down a little bit from last year's crazy prices. It's an iconic 2011, Diamond Anniversary year of baseball. So they made this Diamond series. There's Cognac Diamonds. There's a Hope Diamond that's out of 60.
Not numbered, right?
Not numbered. But, it's not the rarest card on earth. But it's Mike Trout's rookie 2011 Topps does not have a chrome. So this basically, in my opinion, takes the place of like a chrome version of the paper
Chrome
base.
refractor.
Right? So this is a real nice card. For Trout's Topps Chrome, you'd have to go to the next year to get his first Topps Chrome. This particular card it's a gorgeous card.
310 pop.
So look at that. And this is a card, by the way, if you were to pull out the last couple of months, this is exactly one of those that I think is now hitting a bottom. See the consolidation phase? Right? This is a card that Card Ladder has around 10, I think, for its valuation. It's currently at 6 on auction. It's a card I personally don't have and would love to add to my collection. I have a gold version of this, right? There's no gold refractor. There's just a gold for paper. But even the golds that year are numbered to the year. So there's 2011 numbered golds. I think there's only like 50 10s. But this card is gorgeous, and it's a bellwether card. It's one of those that if you look at, you can get a feel on the market, like the LeBron Chrome, like the out of 99 white refractor Durant. This is one of those cards, and you watch this and you see, okay, we're setting a baseline here. We're going to make our turn back up. I think this is one of those cards you're going to see, especially with him playing well and the team playing well and having a shot to play some meaningful October baseball. You check it out there.
It's not. I mean, there's a lot of sales. There's almost a sale every month.
Yeah, and you can see it's not down. It already had its downward. If you pan out now and go back 6 months, you'll see a huge spike on it and it coming down. Right. So this is exactly the type of card. See, and that's come down, but it's not going down anymore. There's enough people who will come in when this is for sale and buy. It's what we're talking about. People defending the price.
Yep,
this is one of those cards. So take a look. Gorgeous card, guys. Even if it's not one you want to look at to buy, jump on the PWCC app and take a look at
This
this
is one
particular
Cage
card.
is bidding on, and I have to apologize in advance. We need to have more shiny things by next year's Christmas tree. and it is what it is. There will be
I have a
collateral
LeBron
damage.
refractor now, right? That's shiny.
Yes.
That wasn't in last year's. That wasn't in last
When you
year's
have
Christmas
one,
tree.
you have none. When you have two, you have few.
I can put that on the top. It's like the shiny, it's like a shiny, star on the top of the Christmas tree. No?
Don't rest in the middle, rest at the end.
All right. Listen, I got to tell you, you've been bringing the fire this week. These episodes have just been fire.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, and especially
fun,
this
man.
one. You didn't even really let me get a word in edgewise. I was here. I was on a path.
What?
I had the track, and you were like all over the place today. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Get edgewise. What does that mean?
A word in edgewise means like you couldn't let me get in a word. It's a saying. I know, I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Like I couldn't sneak a word in. I couldn't cut you off. You just kept going. You never heard that before? It's like an old man. It's like an old man saying.
Who did you invite over? I didn't know you had friends.
I have one close friend who I've known since we were in college. We didn't go to school
Is he
together.
a card collector?
And then he's a baseball collector. I'll show you a picture. Maybe he'll let me take a picture. He's a huge Red Sox fan, which hasn't worked out well for me in the last couple of decades. But he bought a house in town here. His daughter and my son are about a month apart, so they're best friends. And he built a Fenway in his basement, like a man cave. He's got like a green monster. He's got like the pesky pole. He's got like the retired numbers on it. The whole. It's a pretty cool like the scoreboard and stuff. It's a pretty cool little basement he built for himself. So it makes it easy for me to buy cool Christmas and birthday presents. Call
How much of a friend is he if he doesn't offer to build like a Bronx Yankees?
No, I don't think he would. I don't think he has it in him. Like I wouldn't build the Fenway. He wouldn't build Yankee Stadium. I mean, I'm a Yankee fan and he's a Red Sox fan. So, to each their own. That's how it works.
But you have Drew Bledsoe cards that you could pay him.
He doesn't give a shit about Drew Bledsoe. He probably doesn't know what Drew Bledsoe is. Baseball guy through and through. Baseball, all baseball.
All right, well, go get back to the party. Have a few more sandwiches.
I'm gonna watch a movie. Oh yeah, some nuggets. The kids didn't do any damage. I got 90 nuggets and they left me a couple, so I'm gonna go hit some nuggets.
Take
care, everybody.